The first repo on my list is Awesome, and it's actually called Awesome. And what this repo basically is, it is a huge list of different things related to programming, tech, books, business, and much more. So all these links are links to an awesome list, which includes information about a given topic. Let's say we wanted to learn more about Next.js. So we can find it from here, and if we open it, and right here we have a collection of articles, essential things about Next.js, books, videos, apps, and so on. So it's a great resource for learning new things. And next time you want to learn something new about a certain thing, you might want to check out this repo. Next repo on my list is JavaScript questions. And with this repo, you can test how well you know your JavaScript. And this is a huge collection of JavaScript questions translated to 18 different languages with multiple choices, and the answers can be found from the collapsed sections in the questions. So right here we have different questions, and then we have the choices for them, and then we can see the answer right here. So if you are preparing for an interview or want to learn more about JavaScript or just want to refresh your knowledge, this repo is definitely worth checking out. Next repo on my list is Project Guidelines. So this Project Guidelines repo describes some of the best practices for new projects. When starting out a new project, there is always a lot of setup and things that you need to figure out. So this repo lists best practices for different areas of the project, so you don't have to figure out everything out yourself, and you can peacefully concentrate on building your project. The different areas include things like Git with some Git rules, Git workflow, then documentation, environments, dependencies, testing, and more. The next repo on my list is 30 seconds of code. And as they say on the README, this is a repo with short JavaScript code snippets for all your development needs. And this repo actually has its own website, which we can open up from here. So right here we have some snippet collections featured, which we can use to share snippets with. So let's say, for example, we want a JavaScript snippet, and let's take the date and open up this format duration snippet. So this snippet returns a human readable format of the given number of milliseconds. And this snippet is ready to use, so we can just copy paste it to our own application and we are good to go. And the collections is not the only way to find snippets. We can also use the search at the top of the page to search for different snippets. So next time you need to write a piece of code that you think could be already written by someone else, do keep this website in mind. Next repo on my list is Clean Code JavaScript. So this repo lists some software engineering principles. And these principles are from Robert C. Martin's popular book Clean Code, and they are adapted to JavaScript. Right here you can see the different topics that this repo covers. So for example, if we take variables, we can see some principles related to variables. So for example, use meaningful and pronounceable variable names. So we get an example of bad way of naming variable and then a good way of naming variable. And variables is not the only way. As you can see, there are a bunch of different topics that this repo offers some principles. And as they say right here in the repo, knowing these won't immediately make you a better software developer, but in the long run, knowing these principles will actually help you make better decisions when you are writing your code. If you are interested in the actual Clean Code book that these principles are adapted from, I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out. So the next repo on my list is this Tech Interview Handbook. And what this repo basically is, it's a handbook for technical interviews. And how they describe themselves is that this repo has free and curated technical interview preparation materials for busy engineers. And besides the usual algorithmic questions, they offer information about how to prepare for an interview. Right here they have some information on that. Then there is also an interview cheat sheet that offers some do's and don'ts for interviews. There's a bunch of different things in here. Then let's say one more, the interview formats. So they offer information about different kinds of interviews that different companies have. So if you want to land a job at a tech company or just want to be better at technical interviewing, this repo is definitely a great resource for you. The next repo on my list is free programming books. And what this repo is, it is a list of free learning resources in many languages. So you can choose the language you want to read in, and from there you get a list of free ebooks about different topics. So let's, for example, choose from the books the English programming books, and from here let's say we want the GraphQL, for example. Right here I see the books that are related to GraphQL in English, and then we can open up this Learning GraphQL ebook from here, and right here we have the free ebook in our hands. I think the best part of this repo is the fact that it has books for so many languages, so if you want to find free ebooks for your own language, this is a good place to start. Like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.